at GoMTV.net. In the bottom right, starting location, young but deadly. He is
Special Grandmaster Startail Life.
His opponent over here in the upper left, a legend from StarCraft 1. Here in StarCraft 2, he is
Master SK Telecom T1 FanTaSy.
How's it going, Artosis?
It's going really well.
Yeah.
I'm like really very excited to possibly end up seeing Zhongbi FanTaSy today.
That would be
as
cool.
great as it would be to see Life play against Zhongbi, like Zhongbi FanTaSy is actually like a grudge match.
We get to actually see those two StarCraft 1 legends duke it out for the first times ever in StarCraft 2.
You and I personally, I think, saw them together twice in OSL finals.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we did.
In person, yeah. So like, no, I mean, it's such a great match.
And then once we see who wins in StarCraft 2, we're going to make him play Street Fighter and then play Tetris.
And arm wrestle.
Exactly. We'll know everything about who's better at what. So, it's so far, it looks like we're going to have an expansion here. Everything pretty standard here.
Yeah. Yeah, I expect to see everything pretty standard. FanTaSy, of course, going for Command Center first, a very popular choice at the moment. You know, Reaper Expand, while still a good build, has fallen out of popularity slightly. It's just I think they've found in Korea when you have mechanics this good, it's a little bit better to get your economy going a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
You know, the Reapers don't really kill anything anymore. They kill like 3 lings.
Yes.
And they force you to make a couple Spore Crawlers.
I feel like the Reaper is this unit that Blizzard keeps trying to make useful and accessible.
Yeah.
And then once they tweak it again, it just comes back and like people are like, oh, okay, well here's how you stop the Reaper again.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say,
what are you doing making a Reaper? Don't do that. Cut that out.
I guess it still has its uses a little bit, especially against Terran. Like one Reaper's always pretty great.
That's
true.
against
Protoss. I'm sorry. Well, against Terran it can be okay, but
it can
against
be okay.
Protoss, man, I know you play Protoss, Tasteless. That Reaper's getting in, seeing everything twice.
Yeah, no matter what,
you can't stop it.
No, you can't stop that Reaper, man.
Yeah.
But you know the problem with the Reaper is that fundamentally, if the game goes on long enough, like, there's just no way that the Reaper has a function in the game.
Yeah.
At least so far. Maybe someone's going to figure something out. But
I would love to see like late game a bunch of Reapers, but I don't think so. A bunch of 3/3 Reapers going around.
Return of Maka Prime comes back with his 12 Reapers kiting roaches.
Oh god, OGS top for the win.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everything looking pretty normal here, Tasteless. You think we're going to see Hellbat drops?
Yeah.
Good call. I think you're right.
I didn't ask for these powers, Artosis, but I think there's a high chance we'll see Hellbat drops.
You must. I don't know how you get this smart, but you know your stuff, Tasteless. But you know, it goes into FanTaSy style too, right? He's
a Rassus. He's a terrorist Terran, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see momentarily. He does have double gas. I mean, there's almost nothing else that can mean unless he wants to go for Banshee. Banshee
and Toulouse? Yeah, he could do that.
Banshee Hellion is now called the Theognis build.
Is it?
Yeah, because he actually predicted several weeks ago on meta that it would come back, and pros have started using it again.
Really?
Yeah. It's just kind of good against everything.
You know, I played with Theognis a lot. StarCraft 1. He's one of the smartest players.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
I have ever had a chance to talk to about the game. Because there's actually a difference. You'll find pro gamers who you actually meet that you can't talk to about the game really. You're like, oh, well, you just copy stuff really well.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
But like someone like him, he's a thinker.
He certainly is. Well, we have that Hellbat drop on the way, and we have a really, 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 really fast Slayer. The Layer, in fact, is over halfway done. So it looks like Life is going to run to Mutas as quickly as he possibly can.
Yeah.
We'll see how well he can defend against the Hellbat drop while doing so. But if he gets a Spore and Spine up, maybe grabs, you know, he has 4 Queens. I'd love to see him connect the creep in between the main and natural, though. And look at that Overlord spread in the middle. Look at the mini-map, Tasteless.
That's actually
pretty
beautiful.
Badass.
Yeah.
Like,
nothing's going to surprise him, yeah.
Like, that's actually so awesome. Look at him. Life.
What's going on?
Why are you so good, Life? He's our new Clyde.
Well, it looks like the Overlord has scouted basically everything that FanTaSy is doing right now. So, let's see.
Couple spines going up. Will he make spores, though? Because I really like the spore defense.
I think the spores, spores definitely don't hurt, man.
Yeah. Well, if you have one spore in each line, you can't like sit there and heal the medevacs or the hellbats, which allows them to actually die then, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see that, but Life actually skipping that for now. He's done it in the past, but looks like he's content with 4 queens and his speedlings and a couple spines.
Yep. Okay, so he's going to be hitting from 2 angles here. Or actually, maybe he's not. I see the Hellions going back now. It looked like he was going to drop in the main and then run into the expansion, but...
Yeah. All right, so it looks like he did put down a creep tumor, by the way, to connect a creep. Queen's trying to chase down the medevac. Good job so far. A lot of damage on that medevac already.
This medevac can be taken out. It's going to be boosted. It will go. Not down. Okay, it actually managed to get away there, but oh my god, he needs to get those drones out of there.
Whoa.
That was so many drones that could have actually been killed just there.
Yeah. Oh, he lost the medevac.
Oh, he did lose the medevac.
Yeah, he ended up losing it.
I was about to drink some water. What killed the medevac?
Queen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he saw the Spire, which is super, super important. There's 7 mutas already on the way. And FanTaSy is grabbing an engineering base so he can make some missile turrets. Very important. I would love to see him grab a Thor as well, because this is going to actually be really hard to stop.
Now, you got to consider the fact that FanTaSy invested up until now, at about 9-minute marker, he invested everything into this drop. The drop did nothing. Like nothing. Like it made drones move and then go back to mining.
Yeah.
That is the most you could say in a defense of that drop. So he is a little bit behind here. And with these mutas out now, you can't really drop anymore. At least there's an expiration date on the drops when they do come out, like this one here, because the mutas can just turn around and kill the medevac.
Certainly. Now, notice he is chasing down some Marines. He's going to do as much harassment as he can. We do have a couple Widow Mines out, so he's got to be careful of that. And hold on, we do have another Hellbat drop coming down. Those drones are really clumped. Looks like he's going to get a good amount so far.
Yep, that was a nice hit there.
Yeah, very nice. But at the same time, Life starting to kill off quite a few SCVs over on the other side.
Looks like the mutas are going to come back now. I thought for a little bit there, okay, they are going to come back. They might try to intercept that medevac. We have some drones now being transferred over here.
So we'll see how many mutas he actually ends up making. I think he's going to make quite a few, but hold on, we do have another drop in the main base. Looks like he'll get a few drones here. Gets about 3 more.
But again, see, this is the problem when you start to drop, when there's...
that was almost crazy.
Can you actually check on your preview PC how many workers have actually been killed this game?
It's been very few. FanTaSy's killed 10 and Life has killed 4.
Okay.
So that's like not anywhere near what you would think based upon the openings of these 2 players.
No, I know, right?
Yeah. But really good defense on both sides, I guess, is the other way you can look at it. Now, this, I really do like this attack. He knows that, you know, there's not going to be Baneling speed yet for sure because of how many mutas are out. The mutas are basically where all the money of Life has gone so far, and a handful of Marines with Stim and Medevacs, and then a couple Widow Mines on top of that, are going to do fantastically against just mutas.
That's a very good point. Now, we have the Widow Mines, and the Marine's going to push out here. He's going to be very careful, because if those Widow Mines just so happen to hit the mutas,
they're going to be out of commission for a long time.
They can just all of a sudden win the game.
Yeah.
They can just actually move forward, stim, attack, spread, and win. So,
well, right now we do have that 1-1 still on the way for Life. It's almost done. Baneling speed not yet quite halfway done, so that probably won't be done for this battle when it comes.
So, Muta's coming up right now. And again, he's got to be very careful because if these Widow Mines hit these mutas, it could be bad.
But Life, he basically invented micro against Widow Mines, so we'll see how well he can pull that off.
All right, here we go.
Oh, pretty good so far.
Actually, that's so many mutas, he can just kill this all off.
Yeah, and he is going to kill it all off. Life actually just slapping this attack down. That was really well done.
I don't know if FanTaSy can win this. FanTaSy has just not done enough damage, and he's now going to lose all of his medevacs, so that puts his medevac count back to 0.
He certainly has lost quite a bit, hasn't he? And now there's 1-1 upgrades, and it's almost 1-1 for FanTaSy, but Baneling speed is finishing up, so that's going to help.
Yeah.
But I guess my favorite part of what I've seen here, aside from the really clever opening from Life to rushing mutas so quickly, is how long he's delayed this third base for FanTaSy.
Yeah.
This thing should be mining by now, but he's slowed it pretty well.
It's very true. Looks like the mutas are now going to hit the reactor here. And Marines now being chasing them out, excuse me. Life going up to the 4th base here, and you know, I feel like Life has not really missed a beat yet. You know, even this, and in fact, this medevac drop up here, I feel like this is early Wings of Liberty when we would cast guys who would just load up units into medevacs and then fly them to the other guy's base so the mutas can kill them.
You know, I think he's sending this one towards the main to try to just draw mutas back so he has enough time to. Yeah, because. Even though he definitely will lose this without doing much.
If he's actually just doing that, he shouldn't have loaded up with that many Marines. Because you could actually just send a medevac out that's empty.
That is true.
Going to chase it anyways.
But that's a very good point. That's some high-level stuff. I guess if they don't follow you and you don't have the Marines, you'll feel stupid. But
yeah, but no, it's a good point. Enough. Yeah.
But that has allowed him to actually get his defenses up and secure that 3rd. So he's stabilized. They're both at similar supplies. And so I guess, you know, it was okay.
All right, he's moving. That was okay. You know, it wasn't bad. He's going to move out now, and whoa, that was close.
He's got to be very careful about this.
I think the muta count might be so high, as long as the medevacs don't. I mean,
23.
The Widow Mines come into play. I don't think that these mutas can be killed here.
Well, as long as the Widow Mines don't hit him, that's why he's going to send in those Zerglings first. And really nice connection there with Banelings so far. And the Widow Mines not hitting any mutas, so this is really what's important.
Yeah. By the way, a 5th base speed taken over here at the bottom left.
Great creep spread as well.
Yes.
Life is on top of his game today, which is really good to see.
All right, Widow Mines are coming up here now. Marines stimming and now attacking.
Here we go, some Zerglings coming up to surround, and nice Baneling connection. Wow, that was FanTaSy didn't micro there at all, actually. That was a bit weird.
No, he literally did not micro there at all.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Getting that tech lab.
Yeah.
That was a nice little catch there by Life.
And in fact, look at this. Oh, he's got to be careful with that. Oh my God, that's a lot of damage. That was a great Widow Mine shot there. But he has cleaned up everything at his 4th at least.
This actually might be checkmate here. Well, he actually is going right over the Terran production facilities. No, as long as he keeps his mutas grouped together. Now, see, if he keeps his mutas grouped together and he just parks over this area, he can actually just kill everything when it comes out.
You know, if he hadn't gotten hit by that Widow Mine so clumped up, I think that could have been, as you said, a checkmate. Yeah. Because he just didn't have quite enough hit points to kill all the Marines that were popping out.
Yeah, had that Widow Mine not connect, he shouldn't be able to park over there and then everything that's popping out dies. In fact, I think this game is almost over anyways.
Well, FanTaSy, man, you know about his GG time, and this guy's going to try to the bitter end.
I know, right?
So we'll see if he can actually pull that off. Now, FanTaSy actually has killed the 4th base of Life, but as you said earlier, Tasteless, he's already taken a 5th.
Oh, he actually denied that 4th base just there. Cut the tail end of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is not good right now. One thing, at least, not good for Life's play right now.
Well, we'll see what can get done here. They do have very similar supplies still, and this is the part where it gets a little bit more scary for Zerg because we have that +3 on the way for FanTaSy, whereas there's no hive yet for Life.
Oh,
this is what happens.
Bad.
Ooh,
oh, nice splitting. Wow.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
I really thought that was going to do a lot more damage, but he denied all of that.
All right, now we do have this big Mutalisk harassment in the main base. He did leave a good clump of Marines there for defense.
All right, now he's pushing over here into the bottom left location, trying to take out base number 5 here. Number 4 already taken out, by the way.
And, uh-oh, that is a lot of Widow Mines, especially way back. Look how far back he's actually left Widow Mines here.
And he actually... No, yeah, the mutas can actually win this fight, excuse me. Well, you know, it's hard to call with the medevac there, yeah. And the upgrades as well.
Well, he's lost so many mutas at this point, he can't lose that base. If he loses what is currently his 4th, the game is definitely FanTaSy's, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
He has to hold this no matter what. The thing is, he's lost so many mutas this game, Tasteless. So much money going into that.
All right, Lings and mutas are coming up here again. Actually, oh my god, I think FanTaSy is just about to turn this entire game around.
Yeah,
I actually can't believe this. Wow.
Well, FanTaSy has just played completely solid this entire time. Like, Life played really well, really coolly.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, the few moves that he had that really could have been the biggest moves of the game, Widow Mines hit him.
yeah. Widow Mines happened in this game.
Yeah. So he's lost his 4th base. He's on 3 base against 3. FanTaSy's about to take his own 4th. FanTaSy has more supply, and he's about to have his +3 attack for these Marines. And let me just take a quick look here. 9 Widow Mines, 6 Medvacs. It seems like that's good enough, you know?
Oh my. Yeah, you know, this is kind of a funky game because Life was so ahead for so long, but FanTaSy has stayed strong. This is why he's one of the best StarCraft 1 players of all time. He's just very consistent. He's very in control.
Well, you know, they were...
Even when he's losing, he's very good at staying focused and doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, FanTaSy looking very, very strong. Oh, that was a low hit point medevac.
Yeah, no kidding.
Looks like he's going to go
died before the mutas even shot at it, man. He saw the mutas and died.
All right, it looks like Life is going to go for that third base. If he can actually take that out, he still has a chance in this game. Because he needs to make this game super low economy and just make his Mutalists work for him. We'll see if that ends up working. We do have an attack on his third base. He cannot be losing that, though. That is so important.
Nice detonation there. And actually, the third base now taking a lot of hits. And it looks like, oh no, there's still too many Marines over here for the third base here for Life. So Life should lose his hatchery by any measure.
He's going to lose a lot of drones as well. Maybe the drone's not quite as important because he is so low economy at this point, but that hatchery, very painful to lose.
All right, the medevac coming up here now, and actually hitting the second. And mind you, there's only one base now that FanTaSy has with minerals in it, and that's his third. Or his would-be fourth. Yeah, the one over here.
A lot of missile turrets on the way, very smartly, too. He knows that Life's only real chance this game is this Mutalist clump.
All right. So, again, both players now on 3 bases. Oh, I spoke too soon. Life's on 2 bases and getting a third here.
Well, he's going after this base now. Only a couple missile turrets, but there are quite a few Marines. Again, these mutas are the only chance for victory for Life. He needs them and make them do so much more than Mutalists normally do.
Yeah. Continuing to mine here.
Ooh, that Widow Mine is going to be gross.
Where is this Widow Mine?
We just barely couldn't see it because that mini-map. There's a Widow Mine sitting right next to those Lings and Banes.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that.
Yeah. That could be bad. Anyways, we do have another drop coming up. Now, the mutas have come back, so this drop is not going to be a big deal.
Oh, nice kill there, though. Yeah, the mutas can take this out with ease here. And I love that, going for that medevac first. You want to make sure that doesn't get away. Another attack coming up here, and it doesn't look like Life was quite prepared.
All right, looks like moving forward. There's one Widow Mine that's still active there, I believe. So that's going to be the most important thing here now.
The uprooted.
They do downroot so quickly, though, with those drilling claws. And, oh, wait, there are a couple more behind. He's got to be careful not to get hit. Oh! And, well, that hit wasn't the best hit on the mutas, but still, it was a hit.
Not clear if he can win this fight or not. The Widow Mine's just now burrowing and now bruising these mutas.
Oh, wow. A lot of damage done in the mutas, but the Marines very low as well. If Life just has a little bit more, he might be able to break through this army.
And he drives the mutas back. Look at Life just barely hanging on to this third base here. A fourth right now for FanTaSy being taken as well.
Oh, this is getting too painful, Tasteless. We just have the complete rallying right now from FanTaSy. And I don't think Life holds the next one, especially with this little drop here that he has to deal with. He's not going to have enough units up at his third base to stop anything. And this should be GG.
GG. Wow. FanTaSy, I gotta say, that was some of the most impressive Terran play I've seen in a while, actually.
Yeah, he played fantastically.
Behind for basically like 70% of that game.
You know, Life played a really cool style, this super fast layer to get really quick mutas. But to do that, you do have to sacrifice a ton of economy. You have to mine a ton of gas and put a lot of money into mutas early on before your third. So that gave FanTaSy still a chance. Even though his Hellbat drops didn't do much, you know, he gave up some amount of economy to get those out so quickly. So
yeah,
he just kind of hung on and weathered the parts where Life could have gotten a victory. And a lot of that was done with really nice Widow Mines.
We got Life here kind of reflecting on that game, and, you know, he didn't quite... I'm fairly certain Life was sure he was going to win through most of that game. It looked like he was doing everything right, but then FanTaSy just stuck to it and eventually turned that game around. Really impressive stuff.
Well, you know what that means. We get to see Jongbi against FanTaSy. It's going to be sick. I cannot wait.
True.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins with those two?
It's a hard one. It's a really hard one. I'm going with Jongbi, though. I'm actually going with Jongbi.
I think you are right.
Yeah. I like Jongbi's style, like stylistically speaking. As far as StarCraft 2 goes, I think you can predict that FanTaSy is going to be very aggressive with drops.
Sure.
And if he plays kind of either something very sharp to abuse FanTaSy not being at home, or maybe a very defensive style, I think that it's going to play well against him.
Can't disagree with that. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to go on and see a sick match between Zhangbi and FanTaSy. Stay tuned.